We're going again. We're back again. Round 2. Well, we were just speaking with Lance and Dave. Hopefully they'll jump back on with us. The fires are awful. LA is now getting it. Bay Area has been terrible. I think they've got most of that more or less under control there. But LA's pretty bad today. And we just had a really nice quick hour with St. George. That flew by. I'm going to see if they can come back on here and visit us. If any of the St. George people are there, ping Lance and Dave, let them know I'm back on. Let's see, maybe we can get them here. Anyway, I'm not sure we'll see them, but yeah, the fires are pretty bad, guys. I'm enjoying some really nice absinthe from St. George right now, and I hope they can come back and finish our conversation. If not, so be it. The St. George absinthe is one of the first true absinthe that was available after the ban was sort of lifted. It's not an accurate way to say it, but wonder if we'll see St. George. Are they done? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe so. Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, here they are. Hell yeah. Maybe we can get them back. Finish our conversation. Oh, their absinthe mixes well with root beer. I've never done that before. That is shocking, but wonderful news. I can't believe it. I've never put absinthe and root beer together. Denver's back. Hell yeah. Denver, how are you? I owe you a call. Let's see if they're going to come finish up our talk, but maybe not. Oh, cellar door. God, I miss you guys. Yeah, that's pretty cool, huh, guys? I'm glad you came by and came back. Hopefully they'll be back. Maybe not. They're really a fab distillery. Oh, God, this absinthe is like no other. It's going to make for an interesting afternoon. Yes, yes. Oh. The St. George guys are going to be back in a second. Denver, how's Australia? Absinthe and root beer rules. How am I like the last guy to know about this? Well, there you go. I'm a fan of good root beer and obviously good absinthe. Is that Pop's famous brand whiskey? Oh, we need more Pops. Oh, here they are. All right, we're back. Hell yeah. Oh, sorry about that, man.
Yeah, no, we went over. It's our fault.
No, it's all of our fault. I'm gonna go and blame Instagram.
At that point, we can blame Mark Zuckerberg, right?
Yes,
that feels right.
I think we'll certainly be censored later today. This is so apparently the whole world thinks that St. George absinthe and root beer is like the best thing in the world.
Well, we have to thank my wife Ellie for that because she don't play poker with her. She's really great at it. She's a big Texas Hold'em fan, and when we play, she wants to have a cocktail, that's quick to make, that so she won't get blinded out. And so she came up with this cocktail that was half and half absinthe and really good quality root beer, the best root beer you can find. The best one that we found was one that was called Ye Old Rhode Island Root Beer, which was this root beer that's got this incredible molasses character to it. It's so good. And the licorice qualities of a root beer going together with the absinthe, you have to shut your eyes because it looks like you're drinking swamp water, but it's a really great cocktail. But that said, there are a lot of cocktails that are made better by absinthe. Dave's about to pour some absinthe in a glass here. We've got a glass that's the bubble glass that designed to really show off what an absinthe will do when it slowly louches. And just for you absinthe fans out there, the louche is a process by which all the essential oils that we distill into this are coming out of solution as the alcohol content drops. They form microscopic droplets that are refracting the light in a different way as this slowly starts to happen. It's going to happen very slowly because there's just one sad little ice cube in there.
Hang on a second. Be right back.
Dave's going to go get some happy ice cubes. We took sort of our own take on an absinthe. If you go, anytime I want to take myself down a peg when it comes to ego, I go to the absinthe blogs and read what they're saying about St. George absinthe, and most of it is terribly unkind. And it's because there are a lot of people who are very strong traditionalists, and I get that.
Yeah.
It's really, really great to be traditional about certain things, but sometimes it's time to create your own new tradition. And when you have a distillery and you're making things, you don't want to make things that are historical recreations, because you either nail that, and again, you're really great at copying something, or you miss it and you're just a shitty imposter. And so what we wanted to do was say, okay, well, absinthe is moving into the 21st century now. And this is how we do that. And we do it by making something that pleases our palates. And so the big non-traditional ingredient in here is the star anise. Traditionally, it's true anise. Star anise is not even really a member of the anise family. But it gives a mouthfeel that we really, really love. It gives a really big louche, and because of that louche, it gives a mouth-coating softness to the whole thing. The base spirit on this is Chardonnay brandy, which the brightness of a Chardonnay brandy helps to balance out a lot of the components that are there. You can see that little louche tornado dropping down in there. So there's brightness from that. There's a balance to it, and then we've got star anise, fennel, and Artemisia absinthium that go into the pot. That gets distilled out, and then there's a secondary infusion of Artemisia pontica, of stinging nettles, of lemon balm, of hyssop, of Ricola mint, tarragon, and opal basil. And all those help to really shape out the whole palate when it comes to giving you. I took things off of the gimbal, so sorry. Anyway, it reshapes the palate and gives you an absinthe that's not entirely focused on that licorice quality, which it's there and it's in the center point. But if you did a Venn diagram, you see all these overlapping circles with licorice in the middle, but all these other things on the outside to really broaden it out. Ends up making, okay, thanks. Dave wanted to shut me up. So he knows the right way to do it. It's bottled at 60% alcohol. The reason for that is not to just show off and make something that's really strong. You need high alcohol content to be able to hold all of those botanical ingredients in solution. You know, when you see it go cloudy like that, it's because all those things are out of solution, and the alcohol content there is not that low. I mean, we're probably down around 50% at this point from those ice cubes melting, and that's why it's cloudy. So if we bottle this at 50, it's either going to be cloudy or we have to pull back on the botanicals and make it less of an experience. Yeah. So having it at 60% is what does that.
Well, it's part of the opportunity for, I love, love, love the absinthe basically at high proof, just aromatically as a small taste. If doing a tasting will ask someone to just wet your lips, just try it out. And it's 120 proof, but you should have that experience. And then you should see all of these ingredients blossom, all of them change, because as you're having that reaction, as all of those microsolids are dropping out of solution, you also have all of these aromatics that are developing. It's changing due to that, and it's something where it's really kind of a wonderful experience to enjoy.
And the other thing about absinthe, it teaches you a lot about the way your palate works and a lot about the way alcohol content and your palate relate to one another. And I think it's something that people need to think about, because even to sip this at 60% neat, it doesn't read as 60% because there are a lot of things coating your palate. Smoothness in a spirit is not about purity. It's about distraction. It's about chemistry. It's about coating your palate with other things so that the alcohol can sneak by. Yeah. If something is flavorful enough, it doesn't matter what the alcohol content is. You're going to pick up those flavors. And in this, you've got all these oil-based flavors that are just going to grease the rails for the alcohol to squeak by.
The texture is nuts. I mean, they're so good.
Yeah, and that's what this is about, is being able to have that great textural experience.
Is that coming from is that texture coming from the secondary or from the distillation?
That's from the distillation. That's from the oils that end up coming from the star anise and the fennel in that distillation.
Very often, I'm sure you touched on this already, but the idea of anise, usually star anise is almost an untraditional ingredient.
It is totally untraditional.
In absinthe, but it's part of the reason that I think it's so important in what's really your absinthe. I mean, it was a decade of work on your part before we ever actually got to a place where it was legal and we could put it out to the public.
It was a decade of screwing around.
It was a fantastic decade. But it was that star anise gives you a real sense of anethol, of sweetness, and it's one of the reasons that I don't think you need to add sugar to this. You don't need to add up a sugar cube or anything like that, because that star anise carries so much sweetness. It's beautiful on its own.
You get that beautiful. It's less bitter than some of the traditional absinthes for sure, but you get that beautiful numbing quality on the palate. One thing that was interesting about this product is that you guys were ready to go like right the moment the band stopped. I think you were like the first absinthe before pre-K&L. Like you were raring to go.
Yeah, well, it's funny because when the law changed that allowed absinthe to be sold legally, the first thing I said was, I will never, ever, ever, ever sell an absinthe. I do not want to release one.
What happened the next day?
We filed for formula approval, and the reason that I didn't want to was because I was making it. It wasn't against the law to make absinthe. It was only against the law to sell it. So I made it, and we tested it here, olfactory testing, and enjoyed that.
Organoleptic. Sounds fancy.
Organoleptically tested here, and then threw it away. And so by the time the ban was lifted, we had a great idea of how to make it. We knew how to make it. We knew what we liked, and that was that. And the whole idea of being able to share it with more people was what changed my mind the next day about being able to release this. And you know, it is really about sharing things, and we've enjoyed sharing this with people, except for the absinthe purists. So
yeah, it's part of what kind of like our common, I think the common theme that we're all working through right now with the current crisis is that inability to get together in person and to share a spirit, to share a cocktail, to actually clink a glass together. Unless it's in your bubble, it's not going to happen. It's the kind of thing that I think we really miss.
Yeah, well, I know we miss. And I think that everybody who's watching right now misses that as well. The whole thing, we are social creatures, and this is not necessarily absinthe, but drinking is a social nexus. It's something that we pivot around, and it helps us socialize a little bit more openly, uninhibitedly. And sometimes for the best, sometimes not so much so. But still, it's something that we all enjoy. And I look forward to the time that we can all do that together again. I look forward to the time that we can be drinking in a big crowd and shouting and just embracing one another as human beings.
Share a hug and a cheers with David.
There you go.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, I cannot wait, guys. I have to say, it's been way too long since I've been up there. So let's make sure that happens as soon as it's safe. Let's do another batch of gin. We're going to keep rocking it with all the incredible products. And
Thank you.
I really appreciate your time with us. It's been awesome to see you and learn more every time I talk to you about all the awesome stuff you're doing. So thanks
We
again.
love hanging out with you and all your fans.
Yeah, we're really grateful. You guys have you've always been an incredible supporter, and we're really grateful to have that opportunity with you and your customers, and it's so we're looking forward to doing more in the future.
You make it easy for us, guys. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Cheers. See you soon.
Cheers.
Thanks for that. Take care.
Cheers.